Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something, well, pretty common, but definitely impactful: knee pain. You sent over some really interesting sources about a potential solution, red light therapy. Sounds intriguing, right? So we're going to explore how specific light can actually affect healing. Think of this as your shortcut to getting clued in on something that might just change how you view recovery.
That's a good way to put it. Red light therapy, RLT for short, it uses very specific wavelengths of light. These wavelengths go deep under the skin into the tissues around the knee. And the promise here isn't just covering up the pain. It's about, waking up your body's own healing power.
Okay, let's unpack that. Knee pain.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources point to the usual suspects, right? Osteoarthritis, maybe an injury, or just will overuse. Running, lifting, stuff like that. And, the feeling inflammation, that stiffness, can't move right, maybe some swelling, just discomfort. So thinking about red light therapy, how does it actually target these specific problems, like down at the cell level?
Right. What's really fascinating, I think, is how direct it is. It uses those specific wavelengths. Usually we're talking 630 to 850 nanometers. That's a narrow band of light, but it gets surprisingly deep into the joint tissue. And once those light photons get in there, they're absorbed by mitochondria, the power plants inside your cells. This absorption ramps up their energy production, boosts ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ATP is basically the high-grade fuel cells need, gives them the juice to really get to work repairing and rebuilding damaged tissue.
Ah, okay. So it's like giving your cells a serious energy drink so they could start fixing things. But it's not just about energy, is it? The sources also mentioned it's good for inflammation.
Absolutely. It's not just energizing, it's also calming things down. It reduces those pro-inflammatory cytokines. Think of them as the body's alarm system for inflammation. And at the same time, it boosts the anti-inflammatory ones, the body's natural soothing agents. So for your knee, the result is, less swelling, less stiffness, a real drop in that painful inflammation.
And connecting the dots. Less inflammation plus better blood flow. That sounds like a recipe for better healing. How does RLT help with blood flow?
Yeah, it's pretty clever. RLT actually promotes something called angiogenesis, which basically means it encourages your body to build new, tiny blood vessels, like new supply routes. This gets more oxygen, more nutrients right into the knee joint, which naturally speeds up healing quite a bit. Plus, it stimulates fibroblasts. Those are the cells that make collagen and elastin. And those are essential for stronger joint tissues, and faster cartilage repair.
That's really something not just masking pain, but helping rebuild. Okay, and about the pain itself, our sources say RLT directly affects how nerves send pain signals. How does that work?
Right. So it can influence what's called nerve conduction velocity. Basically, it can slow down the speed those pain signals travel along your nerves. And it also seems to modulate or kind of adjust how your brain interprets those signals. So you're not just fixing the root cause, you're also turning down the volume on the pain you actually feel. Gives you relief while the real healing happens.
So it sounds like it supports the whole healing process from start to finish. The sources mention different phases of recovery. Can you walk us through that?
Sure. It helps at each stage. So in that initial acute phase, the first few days maybe, RLT helps reduce inflammation and pain right away. Then comes the repair phase, could be a few weeks. This is where RLT really shines, stimulating that collagen, speeding up tissue repair. Your knee is literally rebuilding, and RLT just makes that whole process faster and more effective. Finally, the remodeling phase, weeks, even months later. RLT helps those new tissues mature, become more flexible, less stiff, helps you get your mobility back.
Okay, those results sound pretty compelling. A 30 to 50% pain reduction, that's significant. But, for anyone listening thinking it sounds a bit too good, do the sources mention consistency? Like, how often do you need to do it?
That's a really important point. Consistency is definitely key here. The studies showing those big improvements, that 30-50% pain reduction, better mobility, they usually involve using RLT consistently, maybe 3 to 5 times a week for about 4 to 6 weeks. It's cumulative, you see. The effects build up over time as the cells respond. It's not usually a one-shot fix. And while it's not a miracle cure for absolutely everything, it shows real promise for a lot of common knee problems.
Right. So who is this most useful for? What specific knee issues did the sources say RLT often helps with?
The sources listed quite a few. Things like osteoarthritis, definitely. Meniscus injuries to patellar tendonitis, that's often called jumper's knee. Ligament issues like ACL or MCL sprains. And even recovery after surgery, like an arthroscopy or a total knee replacement. It seems pretty versatile for knee recovery.
So wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you, the listener? It suggests there's real potential in using specific light wavelengths for deep tissue healing, for noticeable pain relief in the knee. It's a fascinating look at how a non-invasive method can boost our body's own amazing repair systems.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought for you to consider. Think about how your body's own cells, when given the right kind of targeted support, like with RLT, how they can achieve really significant repair and pain reduction. It really opens up possibilities for tackling chronic pain or injury recovery in new ways, maybe ways you hadn't considered before for your own journey.